Welcome back guys, this is Vishu from SavageCamp, and in this video we are going to look at Linux groups. So in the last video we saw how to create a new user, add the user to a sudo group so the user can run sudo commands, and then we deleted that user. So let me create it again. So add user, and now if I do an ls/home, there is a user that is created with a home directory. Now this user, if I switch to the new user we created, and here if I try to do a touch test, what you will notice is ls-l will give me a detailed view of the files in this directory, and you will see user and user. So if I do an ID of user, you will see that user belongs to a GID, which is group ID of user, and it also belongs to a groups of user. So what you have to remember is when you create a new user, it is also going to create a new group with the same user's name. And whenever you do anything with that user, the default permissions, unless it is changed, is going to be user, and the group name will also be user. Now the second thing is, why do we need groups? Well, you have to understand that if you have like a classroom of 100 students and you have a test paper that everyone has to access, then you need to give read permissions to that test paper. If you have 100 students, you cannot sit there and give permissions to 100 students one by one. So what you would do is do a group add to create a new group, and you will name it as students. Now group add is not going to work because we are not sudo. So let me exit from here, become root, and then group add students. So now we have a group called students. So we will put all those students into this group and just give the permission to one group, and that would be applicable to all the students in this group. So that saves you a lot of time, and it also helps you be more organized with your user permissions. So we have created a new group, but how do I see where is this group? Well, you can do an ls/etc and then groups. So this file is going, not ls, actually cat. This file is going to give me all the groups that are present in the Linux system right now. And at the end, you will see user group, which was added when we created the user, and students group that was added right now. And if you want, you can do user mod -a capital G. Actually, you can also do user mod -small g. That will change the primary group of the user. So let me show you what user is right now. So if I do an ID of user, you will see it belongs to one group, user, and one GID of the user group. Now if I do user mod -g and students and then put the username. Now let's go back to the user, and if I do an ls test2 and not ls, actually touch, and do an ls-l, you will see that the default group has changed to students, and every new file is also going to be created with the group of students, because when I do an ID over here, you will see that the default group is students. Like, ignore this for now, but what you have to pay attention to is the groups that was user earlier has been changed to students because we ran this command. So the default permissioning is owner of the group and owner of the file and the group of the file. So that's all you have to remember for now. Groups are needed because it's easier to give permission to a group and add all the users to that group rather than individually handling all the permissions. But I think that is it for this video, guys. This is a very basic overview of groups, and if you're starting out, this should be enough. I think that is it for this video. We can also make the user sudo user. So let me exit and do a user mod -a, which is append to the group, and then we'll do wheel, which is the sudo's group, and user. So ID user will give two groups now, students and wheel. Students is the primary group and everything else is the secondary group. So I think that is it for this video guys, and I will see you guys in the next one.